Redshift here, doing my part to shift perceptions out of the pink and into the red.
Forgotten Fury in here. There's no such thing as friendship. If I let anyone get too close, it can only end badly. Badly for them. I'm back. I'm just going to jump straight in. Soullessness, your video Redshift. I'm going to say you a lot. I mean old Shifty Bear. Soullessness, your opening statement, it rang true with me, especially considering my current personal difficulties, my meditation project, masturbation abstinence gauntlet, ongoing by the way. The meditation project's over. I believe that I reached the 4th stage of Taoist enlightenment, although I cycle back and forth, which is common. You know, it's a work in progress, okay? But I believe that I've attained inner stillness. That was my goal. The masturbation abstinence project's still going. I don't think I've reached my goal quite yet. Let's see. I still get upset, or I was upset. Now I'm kind of just whatever. I want to get it fixed though. But my face being all messed up, I do want to get that fixed. But whatever. The bleak outlook of my current financial projections, all of those together, kind of make your opening statement in this video, you know, apply to me more or less. I've already reproduced and paid nothing, although that amounts to essentially an illusion, a passing accomplishment. The Hebrew word for Nephesh, translates as soul or living being. As Aristotle in his Nicomachean Ethics would say, we must no more ask whether the soul and the body are one, than ask whether wax and the figure impressed upon it are one. You are incorrect, I believe, about the callousness that you call soullessness. You may get it all back, and with interest. Alright, Redshift, I believe in you. Freedom and joy are supreme motivations and a meaning, and they have a meaning all their own. The object of existence is arguably, and in a manner of speaking, to be connected with and not separated from both oneself and all that is, was, and will be. Your video, do you know how much ether we have in this effing house? I'm currently on Social Security disability insurance, and I want nothing more than to get back to work and earn my own in a meritocratic system where no affirmative actions hold me back. My resume is, well, employment repellent. I'm doing my best to improve my situation every day, and I don't have any outside help to speak of unless internet acquaintances count. And I also can't drive. I'm working on that. I mean, like I said, I've had this really stacked against me. But I would like your advice on something. Now, I've discarded Bitcoin and so forth, but what do you think about, considering that I'm on Social Security disability insurance, and so I can't have any income because they'll just pull it from my, I guess you could call it Gibbs, so, which I hate. So they'll pull any money I make from my Gibbs, right? So they're even disincentivizing me from doing a little here or there. So I was thinking maybe I could have some holdings in gold bonds, but I want to know what you think about that. I'm researching it on my own, but if you'd like to weigh in, that'd be cool with me. Because they can't penalize me, as it were, unless I cash out. And I'm a very careful and very honest noob who's very ferocious also. So, okay, which brings me to the concept of a MGTOWN. Man, sign me up for MGTOWN. Alright, I'll be an honest, loyal citizen, I can tell you that much. I enjoyed your exit quote very much, but I noticed that you forgot to theoretically allocate a party for a minor task. A group of men to paint targets on all our backs. Your video, generational skill and wealth and other things. I liked your statement that the elites foolishly believe that power is a zero-sum game, but it's not. Sage advice, sage wisdom right there. I agree with this statement, and I'd like to say that God has infinite power and it still hasn't run out. I share my own skills and power or teach others freely. I've tutored and so forth for free. And I'll teach people whoever they want to learn. The redshift paradox, not in its entirety, is that one does not sound like a dominant apex predator of a bone-crushing magnitude, yet one clearly is. Masturbation, abstinence, and diaphragmatic breathing, as an aside, are my steroids, in case anyone wants to know. By the way, China is too polluted, like India, but worse, to pull ahead of America. So I think that your usage. Okay, so that's it. They're not going to be able to pull ahead of us. Also, I liked your usage of the word blithe. It amused me. I always enjoyed archaic and antediluvian words like the aforementioned. God created humans last, which is my belief, so that it stands to reason that God combined and altered animal DNA to make us, unless of course his DNA is the template for all life, in which case we probably are an exact copy of them or him, if you will. The first day was already, or the first day in the Bible occurred after water was already settled on the earth and light and darkness already existed. I wonder what the Spirit of God was doing while hovering over the face of the waters, or the deep, as it's called, and for what purpose this was done. I'm putting epigenetic changes aside for a moment now. I'm going to address your genetics argument for psychopathy. My parents are both literal psychopaths. Okay, they might be borderline or sociopaths, but my mom murdered a guy. My dad used to try to hit me in the implant that I have or kick me down the stairs, and he had what I call the single mother raised God complex. You know, thinks they're awesome but never does anything. Like, come on, man, beat up a kid, help your children, beat up an adult, help your children, do something. Oh, but you're bad, you're all this and all that. So, okay. So if it was genetic, why don't I have it? I could have killed dozens of people, my dude, dozens. And even when they were armed, I wouldn't pick up their weapons I took from them. I'd just throw them aside. So, how is your genetic argument holding up? It's not. Unless I am a psychopath, then there you go. But I mean, come on, we're dealing in semantics very much. So, you know, I'd like to hear what you got to say about that. I believe your reasoning is unsound in that area. But hey, brother man, I'm ready to ride when you are. I self-identify as a Christian, a MGTOW, a savage moron, and part of the lunatic fringe, so I'm ready. Ivory Tower Syndrome and other things, your video. This video was utterly lit and all the way turned on. But not to the degree of Infinite Light of Nothingness. That one's in a league of its own. This video conjured the image of the breasted Sphinx Gate in the movie Neverending Story, as the deadly statues are there to test one's self-confidence. I noticed that what you said about very intelligent people, because men are more intelligent than women, for instance, and are less well representative on the lower end of the bell curve, anyone who says otherwise is being dishonest, because they're actually referring to pubescent girls and pre-pubescent boys, and then saying, oh, well, men are dumber and smarter. No, women are dumber, and men are smarter and smarter. If we want to look at it top to bottom bell curve, we're on the right, they're on the left in an IQ. Okay, so now that that's out of the way. Oh, but what you were saying about smart people, they often have like a hubris about them, right? Because it's like, man, I could beat up most of these people and they think that they got me pinned, and I'm smarter than a lot of them too, but they don't realize that because they're so smart. You know, I had straight A's too, all right? But up until I dropped out in 11th grade, right?
Was so angry.
So it was like, but I got people who think they're just so smart that they're invulnerable. No, that's hubris. Okay, but I noticed the exact same thing in what I call just straight up idiots or matriarchal males. They're like really arrogant, really dumb. Well, okay, matriarchal males cover smart and dumb, but the point is you got people who are just idiots, right? Who are out here like, oh yeah, man, if this happens, I'm gonna do that, and you know, I'll be fine. Like, no, you're lazy. And you're dumb. Like, you're going to be asking me for a fish if everything collapses. Because I see them, and I know what they're about. They're about hedonism and relaxing. But they think they got it all covered, and we're like, alright, so they're idiots. But I noticed they got that same hubris. So I guess really smart and really dumb people might have that in common. I don't know. Maybe it's just a universal bad trait. So, okay. But I've seen them people just about perish. actually literally perish, whereas I lived through because I had some humility and work ethic. But okay, so I was homeless as a minor, so if you want proof. And I didn't know about the shelters or anything. I go into that in other videos, so I'm not like them in a lot of cases. Nature doesn't select for psychopathy, as I just mentioned, pertaining to me. If anything, with affirmative action and police and civil laws and stuff and nature, we're so detached from nature that arguably being less natural is what nature selects for. You see how it gets so convoluted that it means nothing? My thinking would bring also into question, besides the thing about psychopathy, which I mentioned is not being genetic, I would also bring into question the underlying assumptions pertaining to all mental health. I blame environmental and societal nurture and personal choice for the existence of psychopathy itself. And also psychologists going, oh, that's a disease, oh, that's a disease, oh, I can diagnose it, pay me. To where, man, everything's a disease now, and if they vaguely suspect, oh yeah, it's like, you know, it's like saying, oh, what can I diagnose this as, rather than what do they actually have. They have every incentive to just throw something out and no incentive to hedge their bets. So I call nonsense. Your video, it's terrible girls chasing boys. I don't necessarily buy into the introvert-extrovert thing, dichotomy, but if I did, I'd call myself an aggressive, albeit peaceable, introvert. Defense only, and then after that, I just go full nuclear. I also believe that there are no good people, as the Bible also says. Personally, I have a currently, like I say, crooked nose. You know, I'm virtually unemployable. I'm still recovering from the septoplasty, and a rhinoplasty is like $5,000 minimum. But women still chase me for whatever reason. Even though I'm virtually unemployable on top of that. I have this 20-year-old, blue-eyed, 7+. She chases me all around. Every time I see her, she wants to talk. I've made her cry already. I have scared her. She thought I was going to get in a fight near her. And I guess that's first scared. You know how women are, so I ain't going to get into that. But she chases me around. I don't know why. She's crazy. I think she just wants me to get her preggers so she can go on the dole. But they still chase me around. It's crazy, but they do it.
It's killing him.
So your theme in this video is pretty much inarguable, okay, and self-evident and accurate. All right. So I liked your takedown also of the military-industrial complex and the government spending all our money, and then being like, oh, hey, you got to give us more money. We're going to guilt trip you, talking about save our troops, something about the troops. I've seen, I was in a Quick Trip and I saw one of those in the bathroom. And it was like I'm sitting here using the restroom, and I look up and I see the thing, oh, save our troops, donate money to the so-and-so. And then that's after I saw this video. It was right after I saw this video. And I was like, man, Redshift called it. I was like, these dirty birds can't even use the bathroom. Okay, so they spend up all our money and then want some mo. Who does that sound like? Okay, but it just seems like the government's bag of tricks, and arguably women at this point, it seems like their bag of tricks just has the word evil printed across it and is completely empty otherwise. Alright, this is Forgotten Furian. About an old man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you think that Eric the Redshift is cold as ice, then slap the like button. If you think that Redshift is far too scary and all too wary, then make friends with the dislike button. Peace. I mean war.
People are tired most of the time.
Gosh, I love you so much.
Oh, thanks.
Can I give you a hug?
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
A little one.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Oh.
I don't know who that was.
Yeah, that's Kesha.
Okay, well, I wish her the best.
Can I give you a hug?
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
A little one.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Can I give you a hug?
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
A little one.
Yeah, no, thanks. 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 No,
Oh. Please?
no, thanks.
Please? Please?
No, thanks.
Please? Please?
No, thanks. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, that's Kesha.
Okay, well, I wish her the best. No, thanks.
Please?